Howdy gamers! Part 2 of the Unreconciled Stars event, Deceitful Dreams, is out, and with just a few days to focus on it before Part 3 arrives. There's new side quests, and unlike last time, the resin spending activities are finally here. You log in, you get your breadcrumb quest, and begin chopping your way through that. While puzzlingly trying to decipher Fischl's roleplay dialogue, you're reintroduced to your favorite astrologist, who directs you to the larger plot unfolding here and your role in solving the crisis at hand. So, here's the TLDR if you just want to get right into it quick and dirty. You log in, you work through the short but spectacular story, you get 4 meteorite locations at a time from Mona, marked on your map. You head there, beat up some enemies of various difficulty, spend your resin for rewards, and that's it. And just continue enjoying that until time for the finale. Now, if you want to stick around, here's some details to round you out. So, in the last video, we were wrong. There's no more meteorites to actually go out and hunt. Now we simply just acquire their location from Mona and go battle to fill up a bar. You get a preview of the salvage game mode while working through the quest line and through Fisch's dialogue. So when you arrive at your meteorite and select the difficulty you want to fight through, it is then surrounded by a circle, enemies spawn, and there is an elemental symbol on top of the meteorite. This elemental symbol dictates what elemental affinity all the mobs in the area around you have on them. So this is an excellent opportunity for various reactions. Your bar fills up at varied rates based on mob type and difficulty as you defeat them. So pay attention to those, and it is worth putting extra emphasis on focus firing. For example, you can specifically target and burn down enemies that will fill up your bar precisely instead of trying to kill absolutely everything. In one of my run-throughs that I will put up in the video, there are the Fatui fire assassin guys, and they fill up half the bar by themselves alone, and in one of the runs they had several smaller enemies around them, when instead of just trying to, gather everything up in a Venti AoE and kill everything, I could have just focused on the Fatui assassin. Now moving on to the circle, the radius that you're fighting in, you're not going to want to go outside of the circle, and you can watch my disaster later on in the video here. You can use displacing effects like Venti's elemental burst and related abilities to draw them closer to the center of the circle, and this is a very useful tactic, especially if you're using melee heroes as your main DPS. You also want to pay special attention, unlike myself, to personal positioning in terms of potential incoming damage that will knock your character back, because as you'll see, you could get whacked or comboed outside of the circle and just completely annihilate all your salvage bar progress. So a good idea if you have Venti or someone else, but Venti as a specific example, is to get to one edge of the circle with his elemental burst up, use the elemental burst, and it will draw everything into it as it's moving all the way across the circle, because if you use it in the middle of the circle, it'll still go outside. The mobs will return to you as long as they are melee, and you can continue fighting in there, and you can, if you're using Fischl or a ranged person, you can hit them from inside the circle. The main point to stress here is your character do not want to go out of the circle at all, because the bar progress deteriorates very fast. So moving on, worth reminding that there are characters with increased damage. Here's a chart that was provided in the information notice preceding the event, so you're definitely going to want to bust out your Fischls if you nabbed one of those, or if you're a big Genshin blaster champion, you can pull out your Tartaglia and just completely wreck this segment of the event. So closing out here, you can easily do this segment of the event explicitly with natural resin, so save your special resin. It's not worth it or recommended to use any kind of resin refills on this segment of the event unless, you're short on time, you haven't been able to get to this part of the event yet, and part 3 is just right around the corner, and you otherwise have no option. But you have to do 30 salvages to finish out this part of the event and get all of those primo gems on the menu, which again, totally doable over these next few days with natural resin. Also a reminder, if you do your 4, all you have to do is go back to Mona and she will point you to 4 new salvage nodes on the map, just in case you do all 4 and you still have plenty of resin and are wondering what to do. And that's it for now. Enjoy salvaging your star stuff and sifting through the juiciest shop rewards we've yet to see in Genshin Impact. And wowza, who is this guy? Anyways, catch you in part 3. Looking real forward to the challenges. Please remember to have fun, and may the Gacha Archon bless your wishes.